Hey, what's up, guys? This is Paul Murphy, and today I'm totally honoured, and we've got a very special guest. And some of you will have seen him. He's been popping up, especially over the last 12 months. I've seen him on Facebook, I've seen him on YouTube. He's literally just kind of appeared, and he was a struggling personal trainer, and then he went on to become the #1 ClickBank super affiliate. Probably around the time where I was putting up offers on ClickBank and getting 0 commissions. Every time I would log in, I'd be seeing nothing come up, but Robby was probably taking all the commissions off me, and fair play if he knows what he's doing, so he should. But yeah, so we're definitely going to dig into that. And also, I would like, we obviously, like we do on these things, I'm going to be getting into his backstory, finding out about, a little bit about what makes Robby, right? And what makes him tick and what led him on this journey. So first of all, welcome to the show, Robby. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day. It's absolute pleasure and a privilege to have you here.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on here, Paul. I really appreciate it. I've been looking forward to this all week, and so I'm excited to dig into it. And yeah, I probably was taking all those commissions from you, man, so I do apologize.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, then Robby's going to take them, right? So, in fact, now I think he's showing you how to take them. So that's definitely what we're going to be digging into today. But yeah, cool. So you were a personal trainer, right?
Yeah. So pretty much I got started, as a personal trainer. I went to college for exercise and sports science, and my junior year in college, I got certified as a personal trainer, and that was kind of my start. I didn't really know what I wanted to do in college when I was going into college. And I remember, going around to they had an open house kind of thing. And I remember there was a booth with the exercise and science professors. And what sold me on doing that, honestly, Paul, was the fact they told me, if you become a personal trainer, you can make $60,000 a year. And so when I heard that, I said, that's like $1 million right there. So I'm sold. And so that's kind of how I got started as a personal trainer, because I wanted to, obviously, have a good career and make money and help people out. And so, so I got started as a personal trainer, and then, that turned into, owning a boot camp business for a while, and then that turned into owning a CrossFit gym. And so that's kind of where I got started. Yeah. In the business type of world. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you started off obviously excited by the prospect, and then you say you developed your own gym. Did you say? Is that right?
Yeah. So basically, what happened was I got certified as a personal trainer. I started working at a regular gym, and I absolutely hated it because I don't like being told what to do. You don't get paid much money at all. And it's just kind of miserable, right? And so, that didn't last very long. And so for me, I said, you know what, I love personal training. I love helping people get in shape, but I can't work for somebody. So I started my own business. And, that turned into, one-on-one training at first, then it was group training, and then it was CrossFit, and, which is good, but it definitely was not easy. It was definitely a struggle. And part of the reason why it was a struggle, Paul, was because, I was really good at getting people in shape, but I didn't know how to get people in the door. Right. And so, my marketing skills, my sales skills were like zero.
Right. Okay. So you had this, yeah. So it's the same thing, isn't it? Everybody goes to learn a skill, and nobody ever shows you how to actually go and take that skill and put it in front of people that need it, right? This is kind of rule 101 that seems to be, and I don't ever diss on school or anything like that. I think education's really good. It's important to give you a broad knowledge, but I do think that there are some fundamentals. I was actually watching a documentary today with Richard Branson. Love him or hate him at the moment. I know there's some controversy, but he was saying, that this is just like some of the fundamentals in schools that they're not teaching, which is quite interesting. And it just sort of rang a chord with me. I was thinking, you can go and learn all these amazing skills, and then you'll be one of 500,000 postgrads with a CV trying to get a job, especially in certain economic climates. And it's the same with you. It wasn't necessarily, I'm imagining there were some exams, but maybe not the academic route that you normally go down, but you learned a skill, but you didn't have any, like you say, you didn't have any clients, right? Or you didn't have as many clients as you would have hoped that would have come flooded in, right?
Sure, yeah, because when I was in school and when I was in college, everything was geared towards getting a job. There was nothing that taught you how to start your own business or how to market or how to sell. Like I have my MBA as well. I have my master's in business, and even then, like it was more about like getting you ready to work for somebody. It was never like how to work for yourself, how to start your own business, how to, none of that. Right. And so, the kind of the blessing in disguise was when I was a personal trainer, when I started my own business as a personal trainer, I was able to work with clients who were, very wealthy, and that opened my eyes to other things. Like, I think I learned more from my clients than, they learned from me.
Yeah.
In some cases,
Yeah.
especially when it came to business. Cause I'm like, wow, how are they living in that house, and how can they afford to do that? And how can I do that? So that was definitely like an eye-opening experience for me. And so that's really where, I think a lot of my like, education in terms of business came about. Yeah.
Like Tony Robbins always says, get yourself around the people that you want to be. And I guess you were just around those people by default, right? You were literally around those people, and you were sort of starting to see, well, hang on a minute, I could probably do this, right?
Yep. 100%, and I never came, I was never in a position where I was jealous of them or like, oh, like those guys, no, I was like, wow, like, how are you guys, teach me,
Yeah.
So that was where I really kind of opened my eyes to what's possible. And that allowed me to, I said, okay, I want to get there. Now, how do I get there? And that's kind of where, the online space really made a big difference in my life for sure.
So what was the changing point then? So, I mean, obviously you weren't getting any clients. That was one of them, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
So what was kind of the first thing that you did where you started to sort of see a shift? Or maybe the first thing that did you see a shift overnight? Was it gradual or?
It was gradual for sure. So
it was gradual, yeah.
Yeah. There was a couple of points where I literally, it was tough to pay the bills. It's how do you pay, your rent for your gym, and how do you pay your groceries and all this other stuff. And, it wasn't until honestly, the big thing that changed it for me was Facebook ads. Facebook ads changed the game for me with my gym. And so basically what happened was, I had no idea what I was doing, but I heard that, Facebook had this thing, people are on Facebook. So I said, okay, maybe I'll try to put together some sort of an offer, whether it's, I think I did a 6-week challenge or something is what I did initially for my gym. And, it didn't work at first, but I kept trying. And then eventually it turned into, 3 people signing up per day, and then 10 people, and 25 to 50. Then it was like, my gym was maxed out, and I had to, got so busy that I had to go from 1,000 square feet to 10,000 square feet. So just to show you, kind of the power of marketing, because I knew that once people were in the door, I could get them, results, and they would stay. But it was that little missing piece that I didn't have. And that's where, the Facebook ads and then the marketing came into play. And that was kind of my first, like, kind of aha moment when it came to, wow, like this, Facebook and online can make a huge difference, not only in business, but in your life as well.
Wow. So how long ago was that when you first started running Facebook ads?
That was about 6.5 years ago, Yeah. Just when they started to kind of release it on the platform. Yeah. So, and that's when I first started. And then kind of what happened after that was, once my gym started to get filled up, I was kind of like, I can't sit still. So I always have to do something. So, I wanted to, prior to that, I've always wanted to have an online business, and I had kind of thought about doing it, but my gym wasn't where I needed it to be in order to focus the attention on that. And so, once my gym kind of got, more secure and stable and was doing well, then I said, okay, I want to go online because I want to have even more success. Because, with a brick and mortar business, there's a ceiling, right? It's like, you can work 24/7, 365, but you're only going to make a certain amount, where as online, like that ceiling is, there is no ceiling. So that's where I said, okay, I need to go that route. And so that's kind of what I did. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. You had you could keep opening these centers, but actually there was ways to, and you had started developing some skills at this point. You had some Facebook skills. You probably had some marketing, funnels and things like that. You started to kind of understand how all this was working. And then you could see that other people, I'm imagining, you could quite easily see that other people didn't have a gym, right? But they could still make money. So yeah, I get that. I totally understand that journey that you've gone on there. And straight away it's like, yeah, do you want to open up loads of gyms, or do you want to, see what else you can do? So did you then start straight away with ClickBank, or was it something else first?
Yeah, good question. So pretty much what happened was, I wanted to go online, and I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to, start an online business or whatever. And so I ended up joining a mastermind. So I'll never forget this. So this was in November. I think it was like 2014 2014, 2015. And I got an email from this guy named Bedros Keuilian, who is, big in the fitness space. And, I followed him just because of, I owned a gym and he was helpful with that. And so he had an online business and he had a kind of a 2-day event in California, And so I remember it was $1,000 and it was a 2-day event. And I remember thinking to myself, oh man, it's $1,000. Like I got to fly to California. Like I'm not going to know anybody. And then, my last thought was, I was like, oh, I sound like my dad, and because my dad's, I love my dad, but he's been in the same job 45 years, not play it safe kind of guy. And so for me, I was like, okay, I need to just do this. So I booked my ticket right away. Right. And so I got there and, I ended up, obviously it was a 2-day event but it was basically a pitch into a mastermind. Right. And so, the mastermind was, pretty a lot of money for me at the time. And so, I went back and forth and I said, you know what, like, I'm just going to do it. Right. Because I'm going to give myself 12 months. And if it works, great. Awesome. I'm so glad I did it. If it doesn't work, then I'm glad I did it too, because at least I gave it a shot, And so I did it, got signed up. And then, so that was the first thing they did in the mastermind, was teach you how to start your own product on ClickBank. So my first product was a CrossFit product. It was called Dominate Your Double Unders. Basically, if you're not familiar with CrossFit at all, it's basically a double under is a jump rope movement. So it's 2 swings per jump with a jump rope. A lot of people in my gym struggled with it. And so I said, if I can put together a program, maybe that'll help people, learn how to do it. and it did. And so, but the crazy thing is, Paul, like I joined that mastermind, I got the product done. And I went to the first event, which was in Miami. And I remember going to every single person in that group and asking them to promote my product as an affiliate. Every single person, Paul, said no. Everybody said no. And so the reason why they said no was because they all had, there's some big players in there and they had these really big email lists, but their email lists were geared towards weight loss. And my product was a skill-based product. It wasn't a weight loss product, right? So nobody would promote it, right? And so that was super, super frustrating for me. Because, I'd spent all this money, I traveled to Miami and no one wants to promote it. So I said to myself, all right, what am I going to do? So I said, well, maybe I'll just try to run some Facebook ads because it worked for my gym. Maybe they'll work for my product. And so that night when I got back from the event in my hotel room, set up a couple of ads, I spent maybe $20 a day, went to sleep, woke up the next day and I had 3 sales. and that changed my life forever, because I was like, oh my God, like there's 3 people in the world who I don't know, never met before, probably never will meet, saw my ad, clicked on it, bought, and I made money. Right. So that's kind of where, where it all started. And that's where all the light bulbs went off in my head. And I was like, wow, there's really something to this. So that's kind of, how I got started. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, and okay. So, yeah. So yeah, I totally get that. So you were, I mean, again, like, I think there's certain points for different people, isn't it? Like for me, when I do YouTube, right? So when I was putting up YouTube videos and I started seeing sales come in and I wasn't even spending any money on ads, for me, I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. And like, I personally was struggling with Facebook ads, but I know loads of people that crush it with Facebook ads. And I think it's for me, like when I was looking at the Facebook ad platform, it was just like a little bit alien to me. But I'm now, starting to run up Facebook ads and I'm starting to get the results. Like I think once you sort of familiarize yourself, it's not that difficult. Like it's like anything once you get going. Yeah. But it is like those wins. Once you get those wins, once you get those kind of things that kind of, you can actually see it in front of you. That's the bit that kind of, like you say, the light bulbs go off, don't they? And
100%. Like it was crazy. And so, I ended up doing pretty well with that product for a while, making maybe like $1,000 a week with that product, which for me was awesome. And but then basically what happened was I said, okay, like, well, what if I promote other people's products? Because other people's products on ClickBank were, they converted better. They spent more time and energy. They actually knew what they were doing. I had no idea what I was doing. It came to creating a product. So I said, well, what if I can promote their products, And that's when things really took off for me. That's when really, I started making hundreds of dollars per day, then thousands of dollars per day. And then, tens of thousands of dollars per day. And so that's really when things started to really take off for me, was promoting other people's products. And so that was a huge thing for me. And it was actually kind of crazy, Paul, because, I went from, being in a position where, nobody would give me the time of day because I didn't have a big email list, or, nobody wanted to promote my product. And then now, those same people come to me now and say, hey, like, can you help me get my ads on Facebook? Can you help me? Can you be an affiliate for my product with Facebook? So it's kind of funny how it's, what I thought was going to be was a failure. It was actually like the best thing that ever happened to me, And so that's been really interesting how it's kind of come full circle, Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, so look, so you were promoting products. Obviously, once you got the skill and you knew ClickBank, I mean, it was obviously a massive no-brainer. It's like, well, I know how to do this. Let's promote other products. And so you weren't promoting them with organic traffic. You weren't promoting them with email lists. In fact, I think I saw your video today or yesterday. I can't remember. It might have been this morning actually, where one of your videos, it's like 70,000 views. Like, it's done really well. But it was like how I do affiliate marketing without an email list, right? That one. Yeah. Really cool. So, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? A lot of people will spend, I'm one of these, spend a lot of time posting on social media. I post all my videos on Facebook. I post them on YouTube. You've got to be creating content, right? You've got to be coming up with stuff. But you can put up an ad, right? And it's evergreen. You can run that ad. And as you have demonstrated, become the #1 affiliate on the planet on ClickBank. So was you the #1 affiliate for one product or for all products?
For all products, yeah. So basically, yeah. So basically, what happened was, and this was kind of a crazy thing too, Paul. So I didn't set out to be #1. Like, that certainly was not my goal. I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah. But basically, what happened was, about 2019 in January, there was I started running ads. Again, I took a little time off, but then I started running ads again, and I got a message from one of my friends, and they said, "Hey, Robby, like, you're in 3rd place," and I said, "Cool, for what?" And they said, "Oh, for this ClickBank contest they're having for like the top affiliate, on ClickBank." I said, "Oh, wow, like, that's cool." So I didn't even know there was a contest going on, and basically I said to myself, "All right, well, if I'm in 3rd now, like, okay, like, what I'll do is I'm gonna just try to win, like, because I'm gonna make it a thing." And so basically what happened was, and also at the same time, Paul, I had put together a training program, a course on kind of what I do as an affiliate, and because I usually, I don't collect emails, I don't do email marketing, I do all just get sales and make commissions, like with Facebook ads. And so I put together a course on this, but I had it done for about 6 months to almost a year before. Never released it, and the reason why was I just didn't think I was good enough to teach it. Honestly, I didn't think. You kind of have that imposter syndrome sometimes, right? Am I good enough? Do I deserve to be successful? All that stuff, right? So I never released it. And so basically I made a deal with myself, and I said, okay, if I win this contest and I become officially #1, there's no doubt about it, I'll release the course, And so that gave me some motivation. And if I came in 2nd place, I wasn't going to release it. And then so I ended up winning the entire contest. I blew everybody out of the water, and I beat some big names, and it was amazing. And a lot of these big names were like email based and other stuff, like, but I came in with just being the Facebook guy and just won the contest, and the rest is history. And then basically I released my course and my training, and that's helped impact the lives of I think we're over 6,000 students now, and we just so many success stories, so many amazing things coming out of it. And so which that's my favorite thing in the world. Like, just it brings me back to being a personal trainer where I was able to help people get in shape and feel better and more confident. Like, now I'm doing the same thing in my course, but from a financial standpoint. So it's super cool to help people out. And that's the biggest thing for me is, like, waking up in the morning, being excited, looking to see, seeing people succeed and have success. That's what it's all about, Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think, I get that. Like, I get that energy from you totally. I think there's and also, like, when you were saying about the validation thing, I totally get that. Like, for me, I only ever want to show things from results. And again, I had that, like, when I was putting up my courses, my first course actually went nowhere. I was trying to show people how to do SEO, and I barely knew it myself. I sort of knew it, but yeah. And that was a free course as well, and I couldn't even give it away. So it was just kind of one of those things that I was testing the water. And then when I developed the next course, like, I kept seeing all these different results, and I was thinking, well, I've got to show people this, right? And even now, when I'm teaching anything, I just want to show proof after proof after proof, just so that people can understand, not necessarily, like, disclaimer here, guys, you may or may not get the same results, but, for people to be able to teach you stuff that they have learned, they do need to know how to do it. And they also, need to have gone on to show to people how to do it. And both, Robbie and myself have actually been able to do that with some amazing like success stories. But yeah, but I know I get what you're saying about that validation, that kind of like you becoming the #1 affiliate, like what that would have just done for you, right? Just for your, like, hang on a minute, like there's no way that I can't be good at this because I've beaten everybody, right? You know, you know, it's like going up to Usain Bolt and say, I'll race you down the street. He's just going to look at you and say, go on then. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You give it a go if you want, but you know, and I think, you know, that's the sort of, and the imposter syndrome is really, really, you know, it's really rife as well. You know, like we all get it at some points, and you know, if you can validate yourself, then you know you can validate anything. You know, that you can show people, because you can say to people, you know, look, this is what I can do. This is the way I do it, right? You know, whereas some people will go and regurgitate stuff and then they'll just go and copy a course. And we know some people like that in the industry, I'm sure. But yeah, so kudos to you. Like, congratulations. That's amazing. Such an amazing thing. So I know that there's going to be some guys here watching today that are going to be like, okay, I want to do this. You know, this is something that I want to get involved with, and obviously Robbie does have a course. So yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, what I know you have some free training available. So would you just kind of let us know, like, what's involved in the free training? What would they, you know, what would we actually be showing them? You know, what would, if they, like today, I'll put a link on the screen, guys. I'll put it down below. And Robbie's going to obviously talk you through now, like what you would get in that training.
Yeah, for sure. So basically the way it works is when it comes to, sorry, my dog's barking here, but you know, this is one of the things about doing all these interviews at home now. It's, you get the real inside scoop. You get your dog and everything, you know? So, but yeah, so when it comes to the training, right? So, you know, the one thing that, you know, I kind of go over on the training is essentially, you know, obviously is how I did it. Like, how did I go from, you know, being that struggling gym owner with no online business, you know, no experience, like literally not even know what ClickBank was. And then within a few years, being the #1 on ClickBank. And so, you know, I was able to do it by using, you know, I put together a 3-step system, right? Which has nothing to do with the email list. You don't need an email list. You don't need your own product. You don't really need a website, so to speak. You don't need any experience. You don't need a lot of time. And you don't need a lot of money. So there really is like a lot, you know, there's no reason not to learn this. And so, you know, what I wanted to do when I put this training together was to, you know, really appeal to people who are literally, you know, in my position before, where they had no experience, or maybe they tried stuff in the past that didn't work. And so, you know, how they can go from there, and then within, you know, 30 days or so, start making money online. In some cases, make significant money. We've had several students that go from no experience to $1,000 a day or more within 30 days, you know? You know, obviously that varies. You know, I can't guarantee that for everyone. That'd be crazy, but it has happened quite a bit. And so that's what the training is all about. And so I show you exactly how to do it, how it works. There's a lot of psychology behind it, a lot of stuff that, you know, that I had to learn, you know, and make mistakes with, and all that stuff. You know, I tell people, like, it took me, you know, 5 years to get to where I am, and it probably shouldn't have taken 5 years, but a lot of it was because of just trial and error and making a lot of mistakes, you know, doing stupid stuff. And so, you know, what I've done on this training is I've kind of condensed everything, so that way you can kind of time collapse. So it's not going to take you 5 years. It'll take you much less time, and you'll probably have even more success than I've had. Yeah.
Wow. So guys, if you're watching this now, right, Robbie was the #1, if you hadn't already picked this up, ClickBank super affiliate. Okay. He proved it to himself before he even made this course available. And I'm sure he's updated it since then anyway. So, and he's going to be giving you guys the tools to replicate what he's done. Right. And he's also going to be showing you, like, in those steps, he's going to show you the roadmap of how you can go and replicate this. Okay, and I know that Robbie has an offer at the end, and he won't want me saying that there is an offer. If you want to go deeper and work with him, then he's got something for you that you know, he will make available on that call. So he's not going to just leave you stranded, right? You obviously, you guys understand how that works. But he's, you know, he is going to give you the roadmap, and you will be able to, like, you know, obviously, I know you guys, a lot of you do a lot of YouTube, like I do. You put your stuff on the front page of Google. You can go and team up with a ClickBank products, you know, and obviously I've got some affiliate resources that you guys can go and use. I'm sure Robbie's got some affiliate resources that you can go and use as well, but he's going to show you the roadmap of how he does it. And like he says, you don't need an awful lot of money. You can go and put up some ads, you can do some stuff, and you can kind of I'm imagining you can set it up in such a way so that it's kind of profitable, and then you just plow the money back in, right?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, we don't want you, that's the best thing about it is it's a very little upfront investment. So, most of our students will start like $20 a day. And that's it, so if you got an extra 20 bucks lying around and, which is, pretty much what people spend on coffee for, a day, you can go ahead and reinvest that and make money and scale that up to a position where you're making, significant money. And that's the best part about it. And honestly, Paul, like the reason why, my training has really, like you said, you've seen me everywhere is because, I do something a little bit different than what most people do. And so what I do is I focus on results and then I let the rest take care of itself, because unfortunately there's a lot of people that, they either create a course or whatever, and their main goal is to make money. Right. And that's not my main goal. Obviously I think money is a byproduct of results. Right. So, if I can help as many people get what they want in life, then I'll get what I want in life. And that's what it's all about. And that's why we've had so much success. That's why our students are having so much success. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm of exactly the same mindset. If you can help people get results, then everybody wins. And, and I know, I've got it on very, very good authority that you're helping, hundreds of people at the moment, thousands of people, literally use this system to go and promote products. Again, like you say, they don't even have to be your own product guys. You can literally just follow the system that Robby has with paid advertising, okay? And then you can use what I've got as well on top of that, right? So you guys can use what we've got, put the two together, and you've got like a massive powerhouse. So, I mean, what an amazing story, guys. Like, put a one, if you're watching this on YouTube, guys, put a one down below, or just let me know how inspiring that story was. Like, I've actually got goosebumps. I thought that was amazing. So yeah, just say thank you to Robby if you're watching on YouTube. Just pop it down in there or in the chat box. Just let him know that you really appreciate him coming on for us today. Like I say, it's been an honor and a privilege. And guys, obviously you've got nothing to lose. The link's on the screen. I'll put it in the description. If we're listening on my podcast, you will actually see it in the show notes. So go and check that out. Is there anything you wanted to add after at the end of that, Robby?
Yeah. I mean, I guess the only thing I would say is, like, for most people, I think they kind of suffer, a paralysis by analysis, or they're just, I talk to so many people that literally they have a ClickBank account, they've never made money with it, or people who have tried all these things in the past but haven't had success. Like, guys, just, the main thing is just model success. If you see someone that's having success online or with whatever goal it is you want to do, like, model what they're doing. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, and just take action, like one step at a time. If you do that, if you be consistent every single day and just do something, like, you'll get towards success. Right. And so that would be my biggest piece of advice, is that, if you want to have success online, you just have to be consistent, and you have to make a commitment to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was Tony Robbins. Somebody said that actually you just need to decide, right? Yep. Once you cut off from all other like avenues and make that decision, then you can go and you can do anything you want, right? Within reason. Obviously, I can't become the fastest runner in the world, but I could probably go and join a running club and become relatively fast at my age group, right? But you can literally do anything. Like, what you set your mind at. Obviously, as long as you're not being unrealistic. There are things that are unrealistic, because I can't become an astronaut now, right? Whatever. But there's lots of things that you can't do. But there's lots of things you can do, and if you decide to do that, and it's not out of the realms of possibility, then you can do it. You just need to decide. And and model people like Robby, who's basically got a system. He's going to show you the system that he used to become the #1 ClickBank super affiliate. So you guys potentially could go and do the same. So I just want to say a massive thank you for coming on the show. And like I say, it's been an honor and a privilege. So thanks very much, Robby.
Hey, Paul, thanks so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.